Welcome back to Alea Jacta Est. This is tutorial 10, and we're continuing our tutorial series of Alea Jacta Est, the Roman Civil Wars by AGEOD. Thanks to everyone who's been following along, and if you're just joining us, I recommend kind of going back and starting at tutorial 1. Although you don't have to. If you're always looking for a specific tutorial on a specific topic, then maybe start in tutorial 10 because that's what you want to see. Of course, right now the game, as of August or actually September 2012, it's coming out in a week or two. So, but hopefully, these videos will be up for hopefully a long time to come, and people can have the opportunity to use them to find information that they want. In the forum, one of the questions was, okay, how do you recruit new units, or what are your plans are recruiting new units? So I'm going to show you how to do that and what the current options are. And the second part of tutorial 10 will be how to merge one stack from the other. If you remember what happened in the tutorial 9, we had Caesar kind of go down here to Sicilia. He's taken over that, and Antony has taken over the army here in Cicero. Okay, so we'll start off with the first one. If you want to recruit more units or see what your options are, what you want to go to is Imperata or F3. So I'm just going to press F3, and it brings up the big screen. You should be familiar with this, and I'm going to uncheck those because I was playing around with this earlier. We have two options: hire Gallic auxiliaries and hire German mercenaries. Okay, so let's take a look. Gallic auxiliaries are going to cost us 10 denarii and 5 EP. And it's going to give us Gallic auxiliary cavalry and Lugdunum, and we can do that twice a year. German mercenaries, it gives us a German auxiliary cavalry and Argentoratum, and that can also be done twice a year. So we have lots of denarii, we have lots of engagement points. I say let's do them both. Okay, so I want more units. We want a bigger army. Okay, so I'm going to left click, and it brings up the Roman eagle. I'll do the same thing over here. And of course, if you want to get rid of this, like we saw in the last tutorial, or tutorial 8, you can just click it again. Okay, so it's that simple. And again, just like in the political options, when you press that in the game, it doesn't actually do it. It doesn't actually start that until the next as the next turn's processed. Okay, so we're going to leave those there. We're going to spend some money and spend some engagement points. Okay, what I want to do down here is I'm going to basically do two things. I've taken one legion out and given him a general. I've left the rest with Antonius, because when I click on my overlay, oops, that's the wrong overlay. When I click on the owner overlay, I see, oh, we have the Pompeians control this in our rear, and I don't like that. Okay, so I'm going to send one legion there, and it doesn't look like anything's there, but just in case something were to appear, I'm going to have them on assault posture. Okay, so they're going to assault. In other words, if there's someone in the city, they're going to attack the city. Okay, so that's a bit of a bonus for this tutorial. I hadn't really planned on talking about that, but kind of needs to tell you that so it makes sense if you're new to the game. So there it is. If you want to attack a city, if someone's inside the city, it needs to be on assault. If you just want to attack and they're outside the city, or they're outside of a city, in a region without a city perhaps, offensive can work as well. So if it's here and a unit were to appear, or to be just here outside the city, it would also attack. So this one sort of works for both. Yeah, hopefully that's not too complicated. We'll definitely talk about that in another tutorial in a lot more detail. I think an easier thing to see for this tutorial is I'm going to leave Antonius here, but I'm starting to think about, okay, let's move and do battle with this Pompeian army down here, but I want some more forces. Okay, so I noticed that, oh, we have a couple legions up here in Tarazia. Okay, so I'm going to drag it down, and I'm just going to drag it onto Antonius's force. Okay, and it says it's going to get there in 23 days. And the reason I'm doing that is I want this force to join Antonius' force. It's not that I just want it to go in the region, which I do, the same region that Antonius is in. I want it to join Antonius' force. And the reason for that is in the situation where Pompeian army is going to would attack Antonius, I would like this to be like, well, basically one unit that's together. I don't want to give Gaius Antonius here a separate command. I want to put Gaius Antonius command with Mark Antonius command. It's a bit of a mouthful, but if you've seen the other tutorial, we talked about command usage and maximum command. And the truth is, I can't remember which tutorial that was. 7, 8. If you want to go back and look at it, you'll see it in the title. So we have 12 command left, and I know that this is going to take only 6 commands. Plenty of commands. I'm not going to get any command penalties. Yeah. So these are the two things I want to show you in this tutorial, and now we're going to process the turn, and we will see what happens. So there's probably been some questions out there about basically how long does it take each turn to do. I will say this: I am on a brand new computer, so my computer is brand new, but it's been running at about, I think, usually about 30 to 45 seconds to process each turn, and part of that even includes the movement. So I think that's quite good. It's quite fast, and you probably should have just seen that the force up here in the northeast basically joined in with Antonius. Okay, all right. So let's see what happens. I click on here, and we see that Gaius is now with Marcus. And we have the additional legions, and our power has increased. These guys still haven't moved, but it looks like they're reinforcing. Yeah, let's see if we can find out what's happened with those soldiers we tried to hire. Dun, 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 dun. Caesarians recruit Gallic cavalry, auxiliaries, and I guess that's them right there. Cool. Well, there they are. So we paid some money, some engagement points, and now we have another 1,500 cavalrymen. And let's go find the Germans. There they are. And they're the Germans. Almost the same. Okay, so I didn't actually know how long that was going to take, but they appeared the next month. I wonder if that's because we hired them as mercenaries. And that's one of the kind of interesting things about the game is we're going along. I don't know all the secrets and what's going to become available. So everything's a bit of a kind of surprise for me too, which is a lot of fun. Okay, so today we took a look at where you can recruit or hire additional forces, F3 Imperator. We saw how to do that by simply clicking on it, and we saw how to merge one stack with the other, and we even processed another turn. So just kind of curious, see if we can see their forces moving around. I don't really see anyone. Yeah, so no battles yet. Hopefully we'll get to a battle pretty soon. I think what I'm going to do is let's kind of do a next stack. We'll do a bit of a feint here to this Pompeian army. Let's bring in the battle. I'm kind of curious to see what they got and what the battle screen is going to look like. So, actually, we wanted to see, did this... Oh, it's besieged, and they do have a force there. So, well, I'll have to take a look at this. So my force did arrive, but they didn't assault. Maybe the guy didn't like the assault command and he changed commands, or he got too scared because... So they haven't given up that town. The Pompeians are in there with a decent sized force, and they're in a fort. So we may be in for a siege. And Marcella. Okay, more on that later. All right, this has been tutorial 10. See you next time. Bye.